Hey guys, John here with a silver update. Just thought I'd pull up a chart now. Silver is making some interesting moves. 20% correction thereabouts, nearly, at its lowest point at least, on silver from the top. Crazy volume, crazy action, so it's still actually behaving quite technical, believe it or not, despite the volatility. On the smaller time frames, we saw 45 be a real pivot point. And for those in Pal Talk yesterday, I also mentioned this head and shoulders pattern. Ignore this big dip here, but you can see here there's one shoulder, here you've got the head, here you've got another shoulder, and that's the neckline. Oh, sorry, that's the neckline, and so a nice short here through that level as well. On the longer time frames, though, we've come to probably a little bit of a holding point here as silver is respecting its long-term trend line. Silver never makes bottoms in markets in its market without scaring trend lines, like coming down underneath it. I don't think this is the bottom for silver either, but I'm just saying if it were, you can at least expect it to come down into the 30s to get everyone short. But I'm looking more at this, just delete that, this major trend line here, this long-term trend line in silver. From the breakout, back here is sort of the $18 mark. This is the long-term trend line, which I think a more rational market would follow. And that trend line puts a target, obviously, around the 32 area. Myself, personally, I'll be looking for fear to come into the markets around these areas, between there and there, 34 and 30, and I'll probably be loading up on some physical as it enters in these, if it enters into these areas, and I'll start also looking for longs, trading it if it also gets some respect here on this trend line. But I do expect it to scare the trend line and to get everyone on the other side of the boat. There's still 55% bulls in silver, as opposed to 45% bears. So despite a 20% correction on the price, people buying the APMEX special offer, who would have bought it maybe $52, $53, are now suffering a 20% devaluation of their silver. Now you could say that the premiums haven't come down. The premiums always lag the physical price, especially in these violent moves down. My bullion dealer here in Brisbane isn't even open. They don't want to trade. Now they're using stock take as an excuse, but the stock take happened. They started doing stock take right about there, and they just want to be out of this market. Bullion dealers like to have a stable, steady market where they can buy and sell into it, full liquidity. When you get these 5, 10, 20% moves in a couple of days, that really damages their bottom line, because they could be, selling to people on that spike up and buying back down here, and not only are all their margins gone, but also all their profit and everything like that. So I expect here to be a nice technical bounce, hopefully. May take weeks to get down there. I put a target in my original turning point video of months, but this market could clear out a lot quicker than even I expected, just judging by that 20% capitulation in the price. So also another thing about premiums, you get premiums because people buying up here, dealers buying up here, brokers buying up here, simply won't sell it to you down here. They'll sell it to you still at this price here. They have to make money. They're not going to take a loss. So you say, well, the physical market is tight. No, it's not tight. It's just that they don't want to sell it to you at this price because they bought up here. And if all the dealers do that, it's almost like price setting and collusion. This is what I can get silver at from a fair dealer. And at this stage, that's places like the COMEX, because that is the spot market price. So yeah, pretty simple technical analysis. We should get some respect here at this $41 mark. If it does break through that, it's looking like nothing but air all the way down. You might get some support here at 35, 36, but I'm expecting this range here to be my next physical buy zone. I'll probably load I'll probably buy some at 35, looking to lose, looking to get in a bit early. I'd rather be a bit early than a bit late. But if it does get here, it's sort of one of those value things I talk about where silver is now underpriced relative to things like gold and everything like that. We've got the stochastics coming down in a bearish reading, and the other indicators all looking like maybe in the short term this is probably oversold a little bit, but it'll probably just carry along this trend line here, and then I think eventually break down below it. So that might help some of you guys out there. If not, I'll talk to you soon regardless anyhow. See you guys.